the RSS has once again entered the India-Pakistan debate, with its publicity chief Sunil Ambekar becoming the third senior Sangh leader in recent weeks to advocate people-to-people engagement between India and Pakistan. Speaking in Pune, Ambekar clarified that remarks made earlier by RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat and senior functionary Dattatreya Hosable were never about formal diplomatic talks with Pakistan, but actually about maintaining connections between ordinary citizens across the border. Let's break down the statement for you. Now, viewers, the message is that talks between governments and armies have failed. The implication here is that RSS distinguishes people of Pakistan from Pak state. The message is that people-to-people dialogue must continue. The RSS's implication here is that one should engage with people and not establishment. The message is whether governments should talk is hard diplomacy. The implication is clear that foreign policy is domain of Sarkar, and what the message RSS is trying to give is about people-to-people connect, and this should not be viewed as political diplomacy. And in fact, RSS offers a different view now, saying that government decides on policy, but this is not about policy. This is, this should not really be viewed as political diplomacy. Now, viewers, let's be precise about Sunil Ambekar's argument. He did not say New Delhi should talk to Islamabad. He said the opposite of what years of formal dialogue have delivered. His point, governments, militaries, intelligence agencies, decades of that machinery have not built trust and have not stopped the tensions. Ambekar went out of his way to say that foreign policy is the government's turf and only the governments. The RSS, he said, is a social and cultural organization offering a viewpoint, not a shadow foreign office writing policy from Nagpur. Now, viewers, on Pakistan, in fact, RSS, there has been a big debate that has been going on Pakistan specifically. They've said the dialogue between governments, armies and agencies failed. On people-to-people contact, RSS, in fact, has said that India-Pak people-to-people connection is important. And on RSS position, it has been said that it should not be viewed as political diplomacy. On foreign policy, it has been said whether government should talk is a matter of diplomacy. And on Bhagwat's remark, it has been said that the remarks were made about people-to-people connections. This is what Sunil Ambekar, National Publicity Chief of RSS, had to say. Now, viewers, this is not an isolated comment. This is a sequence, and the sequence is the story. Weeks ago, Dattatreya Hosable said India could not trust Pakistan's political or military establishment, but that ordinary Pakistanis were a different matter. Mohan Bhagwat then stepped in to defend that remark, making it clear that it was about citizens and not regimes. Now, Ambekar has repeated the same formula, almost to the word. Three senior voices, one carefully calibrated message. Ambekar, in fact, backed his argument with what he said is already happening on the ground. Medical travel and trade between the two countries, which he said help preserve shared historical and cultural memory. He also pointed specifically to Balochistan, arguing that greater awareness of shared histories in that region could help address long-standing issues. Here's what RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat and RSS General Secretary Dattatreya Hosable said about Pakistan in the recent past.
If the Pakistanis, the pinpricks it's trying to give, like in Pulwama, etc., we have to answer wholesomely according to the situation. Because the security and self-respect of a country and a nation has to be protected, and the government of the day should take note of it and take care of it. But at the same time, we need not close the doors. We should always be ready to engage them in dialogue. That's why diplomatic relations are maintained.
Okay.
Trade and commerce goes on.
Yeah.
Visas are being given. So that we should not stop it. But because there should be a window for always for a dialogue.
So what's the bigger picture here? Well, the Sangh is not asking New Delhi to blink. It is not asking for a softer line on Islamabad's establishment. What it is saying repeatedly and now through three of its most senior voices is this: a government can distrust a regime completely and still acknowledge that ordinary people are not that regime. But the Congress party, which has opened a fresh front against RSS over its registration, is accusing the RSS of dictating the government's foreign policy. Left leaders too are questioning the real intention behind the stand taken by RSS leaders on Pakistan. Sample the reactions.
This RSS is very opportunistic, and they look at political advantage in what they speak, in what they do. We must understand this. It is not a new thing. Whatever RSS leaders speak, we will have to wait and see what is behind their statement. What is the sinister design they have behind their statements.
वो इदरिस जी क्यों कौन है, अमेरिका में गए थे, माधवन जी ये कह रहे हैं कि हमने तो जैसे आपने कहा वैसे सरेंडर कर दिया, अब भी हमारे पे टैरिफ क्यों लगा रहे हो, मेहरबानी क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो। वो भी आरएसएस के नेता हैं। तो आरएसएस तो क्या है कि बयानबाजी करके अपना उल्लू साधता रहता है और पर्दे के पीछे वो सरकारें चलाता है। ये देश के लिए खतरनाक है।
Let's go across to my colleague Pragya, who is joining us live right now for more on this. Pragya, what is the view of the government on what has been said, on how perhaps it is important to have people-to-people ties?
Well, the government is very clear on this, that still the Pakistan refrain from, being the terrorist hub, sending terrorists to India, and also soiling, Indian soil with the blood of Indians. They are not going to engage in any sort of talk. They had very bad, experience as far as this whole Maitri concept is concerned. Remember when Atal Bihari Vajpayee trusted Pakistan, despite the trust, despite the, hand that has been extended to Pakistan, there had been many terrorist attacks. So government is very sure that water and, diplomacy and dialogue will not continue till Pakistan stop terrorism. But as far as RSS is concerned, it is a social organization. They are not, even RSS is not saying that we should engage in hard diplomacy with Pakistan. The dialogue with Pakistan cannot be considered when it comes to diplomacy. What RSS is saying that there are people-to-people connection could be there. That there are people who still believe that they are part of India, and India also believes that Pakistan was a part of India as well. There are regions who drew affinity with the unified, Bharat at one point of time, and there are sentiments regarding India as well. So what, the sentiment of RSS right now is that the dialogues, can be extended as far as people are concerned.
Right.
In fact, they are emphasizing that both countries should connect through medical tourism, trade, revive good memories.
All right.
So in a way saying that the positive sentiment should extend, beyond boundaries as far as two countries are concerned.
Thank you very much, Pragya, for the moment, for joining us with your inputs on this story.